Come along on the most perfect Blue Mountains weekend getaway and keep watching because we have done all of the hard work for you to find the best not too hard hikes and the tastiest foodie spots. On this trip, we explore the absolutely amazing Blue Mountains, a national park that is bigger than some countries. We'll take you with us while we do 2 relatively easy hikes and reward ourselves with some amazing local food and wine. And at the end of this video, we'll let you know what our top highlight was and our delicious favourite meal. This stunning region is a short 2-hour drive from Sydney and is a complete nature lover's paradise. You don't need to have fandangle equipment or advanced hiking skills to see all that the Blue Mountains has to offer. It is perfectly set up for hikers of all levels.
And a fun fact is that the Blue Mountains actually gets its name from the blue haze that covers the valley, created by the oils released by the enormous number of eucalyptus trees.
Good morning, we have just woken up in the Blue Mountains. We've got a little bit of a getaway from Sydney planned.
We're going to start this morning with a nice breakfast at a cafe.
And then we're going to go on a hike, the Grand Canyon hike, which we've done before and is just super magical, so I'm so excited.
Not sure about this afternoon yet, but potentially a winery. We'll see how much time we have this afternoon.
See how buggered we are from a really long hike. Well, long for us.
And then another smaller hike tomorrow down to the Scenic Railway.
Yeah, and have a look at the infamous Three Sisters. We'll bring you along with us.
Wanting to fuel up with some food and coffee before our big hike, we quickly Googled some reviews and landed on Sparrows Cafe, which was open early and had great food. Our weekend was already off to a good start.
So we have just started the Grand Canyon walk and it has blown us away already. The view behind us is genuinely breathtaking.
I think we might have peaked early with the views as we're going to walk down into the canyon now, but we're feeling fresh and feeling good and looking good, so we'll see how fresh and good we look at the end of this hike.
It's such a beautiful day, perfect day to go see these streams in the valley behind us.
It's meant to be about a 4-hour hike, so not too long, but long enough. It's going to be warm today. We've got some trail runners running past us on a 42k run, so our one doesn't seem so bad when they're doing 42 kilometres. We can't complain.
We'll bring you along with us.
This is just so nice, walking over these little creeks of the water flowing down off the rocks. It's a little bit mossy though, so a bit slippery, so you got to be careful. But we'd done this walk probably 5 years ago and we totally forgot how beautiful it is. We're so glad we've come back here and done this again this morning. It is amazing and definitely have to do if you're in the Blue Mountains. We highly, highly recommend this walk.
So we have descended down into the valley. It is so serene, so incredibly peaceful. And I am not looking forward to the ascent. We have walked down so many sets of stairs.
Yeah, we got excited with going downhill. We forgot that for every little meter we go downhill, we're gonna have to go back uphill again on this loop. So we've done the easy part. We're in the valley. Now it's time for the ascent.
How experienced hikers are we?
Not very. We got a little bit distracted speaking to some uni students that were on a weekend trip from Sydney.
And we got lost in possibly the best marked hiking trail we've ever been on.
Yeah, it is very well marked, but there was a big group of them that were blocking off the actual rest of the way the track was meant to, so we walked straight past them into like this sort of cavernous section, and it was really beautiful for a little bit, but then it kept getting narrower and narrower and narrower, and I'm like, oh, this doesn't feel right.
And I was very cool, calm and collected.
You were panicked a little bit, but we got back on track. Only a 10-minute detour.
No helicopter rescue team for us.
We're not finished yet, don't jinx us, you never know. So we're back up at the top on the flat section now, just walking to the car, about 10 minutes from the car, but what's the final verdict?
Oh, it's just amazing. It's one of my favourite hikes that we've ever done in Australia. I'll definitely categorise the last half an hour though as challenging for me, but the other 3.5 hours were really relaxing, super beautiful, and it was definitely worth the steep climb.
Yeah, it was incredibly beautiful. Like the temperature changes significantly from the top where it's really warm, and then it really gets nice and cool. You're in the shadows of the trees, and it sort of gets really tropical and rainforesty as you get through down where the water is in the gully through the bottom. But we'd forgotten how beautiful it was from the last time we did it, but definitely worth coming to and doing this hike for about 4 hours when you're in the Blue Mountains.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it in the peak of summer. We're pretty hot right now because it's unseasonably warm. I'm very sweaty. I don't think the before and after would be cute, but beautiful hike.
And now off for a well-deserved wine.
Oh, so well deserved. We'll see you there. So we are in the Megalong Valley having that well-earned wine. We just had a delicious tasting at Dryridge Estate, and next up we're going to go to Megalong Winery, I think it is. It is just spectacular here. It is such a nice place to spend an afternoon.
Our next winery stop was Megalong Creek Estate. This winery had such a cool laid-back vibe. It is a family-run boutique vineyard. They even hand-pick all of their grapes. We tasted all of the wines that the estate had to offer in the adorable repurposed barn cellar door and spent an hour or so chilling out and enjoying the incredible view after our big morning of hiking.
In our opinion, Cinnabar has the best food in the Blue Mountains. We were a little concerned that it would not live up to the hype of our memories, but to be honest, I think this meal was even better than our last. The highlights were definitely the tempura prawns and blue cheese dumplings. Despite being up early, we still only got the last table at the Pomegranate Cafe and quickly ordered a super delish breakfast. We shared the chorizo and sweet potato scramble and corn fritters.
So we just had a delicious breakfast at the Pomegranate Cafe, which was surprisingly super popular. Right at opening time, every single table got snapped up. We literally got the last table available in the cafe. So
same thing happened yesterday when we were at a cafe at 7 a.m. We got the last table. Like, it seems like the cafes here are a hot commodity.
Everyone are little early birds here at the Blue Mountains, getting breakfast in before the hike. And today we're just walking to the Three Sisters now, and they're going to do the Scenic Railway walk,
which I think might be the steepest railway in the world, but we will keep you updated on that.
Definitely not as challenging a walk as yesterday. This is a pretty flat walk. Our legs are a little sore from yesterday, so that's good, but it's still going to be a beautiful day of adventures.
We'll bring you along with us.
That's where we're walking to over there, so it's a nice flat walk across the top of the rock shelf over to what we think is the steepest railway in the world.
So I've got the Three Sisters behind me, which is definitely the most popular tourist attraction here in the Blue Mountains. I was curious last night, so I did a bit of research as to why they're called the Three Sisters, and there's a bit of argument about whether the story was made up by a schoolgirl or whether it's an Indigenous Dreamtime story, but apparently three sisters from here, the local Katoomba tribe, fell in love with three brothers from the nearby Nepean tribe, and the three brothers came to steal the Katoomba girls because it was against tribal laws for them to get married, and their father, to protect them, turned them into three stones. So that is the Three Sisters behind me.
After our obligatory stop at the Three Sisters, we did the relatively easy 40-minute walk along the top of the cliff from Sublime Point to the Scenic World Skyway. This walk has insane views of one of the valleys of the Blue Mountains and is sprinkled with heaps of easy-to-access viewing platforms. The payoff versus effort for this hike is absolutely unbeatable. There are barely any steps involved, and you're welcomed with incredible views at every turn.
Every time I do this Skyway journey, it reminds me of my childhood trips to the Blue Mountains with my family. The good news though is that these Skyway cars have been updated since then. These cable cars allow you to glide gently between the two cliff tops at a height of almost 300 metres above the valley. There really is no better way to get a view of the Katoomba Falls, Three Sisters and Jemison Valley than from the clear floored, fully enclosed cable car.
So we have just taken the Scenic Railway down. It was really steep.
It was steep. Well, you'd expect that of the steepest cabled railway system in the world.
Yes.
Was that I know you said it was the steepest railway, but there's a few caveats to that with it being cable system driven.
It was a really, really beautiful ride, and we're down here doing the Scenic Boardwalk now, which is really interesting. There used to be 100 kilometres of mines down here, so there's a little bit of historical significance to the area.
Yeah, it was a really important coal mine for Australia. And yeah, literally right behind us here, 40 different mines, totaling about 100 kilometres of underground tunnels underneath all this rock face here. So pretty interesting.
And we learnt some cool facts on the way over. I think there was 140 different species of
flora and fauna. Yep. That are exclusive to the Blue Mountain.
I loved the Scenic Walkway Boardwalk down at the railway station. This walk is just 500 metres and is elevated above the rainforest floor of the Jemison Valley. Not a single tree was damaged or removed to build this walkway, and it is super cool how it weaves and loops its way around the trees.
With our legs still sore from the previous day's hike, we were very thankful for the Cableway, which ascends the 510 metre climb back up to the top of the Scenic World Centre in a matter of minutes. It also gives you a different angle and perspective of the Three Sisters, Orphan Rock and Mount Solidarity. After seeing the Katoomba Falls from the Skyway, we decided to make the short 10-minute walk down to the falls. This was a really easy walk and was also close to the road if you're driving. Cascading for an impressive 230 metres, apparently this waterfall has never once run dry.
Another hike, another local alcoholic beverage as a reward. For lunch, we made a stop at Bilpin Cider House. We were treated to some live music, which was a super impressive sister duo, and tasted our way through a paddle of local ciders. It was a fantastic way to make the most of our final sunny afternoon. The cherry on top of our perfect weekend away was our final stop, Pie in the Sky. We had one of their famous apple pies, and there couldn't have been a better way to end our Blue Mountains getaway.
Every time we come to the Blue Mountains, we say that we should come here more often. After a couple of days, we felt recharged and rejuvenated from our shot of nature and fresh air. There are so many great hikes, restaurants and viewpoints to enjoy. And every time we come, there seems to be another cider house or winery that has just opened, ready to explore. As promised, we'll give you our favourite highlight and best restaurant from the trip. The restaurant's easy. Cinnabar was so impressive yet again. And our favourite highlight was probably the Grand Canyon walking track. While a little bit challenging at the end, it is honestly just so ridiculously beautiful that it's worth every step.
Thank you for watching our vlog. If you've enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit that subscribe button to follow along on more of our adventures.